everyone relax, but I think it could be true. Headers might be back. Big shout out to Sammy Armstrong for getting in the comments ASAP Rockington. And yeah, I got a bit excited, alright. But I'm going to need your help. Yeah, you. Give these sliders a go and let me know. Are we back for good? And also, while I've got you here, my Ultimate Team career mode I got going on at the minute. Everyone seems to be loving it, but the YouTube algo's treating it like when your mate has an ugly baby. Won't show it to anyone online. So you're going to check it out, ain't ya? Cheers, bud. Yes, then, geezers, we are back again with another set of sliders. Now, a little bit to address to start with. I've been informed by a trustworthy source that headers are back. Now, I can neither confirm or deny, because I don't really know, to be honest. I've tried a few headers in the last couple of days. I've tried it with assisted headers on, assisted headers off, etc, etc. For mine, it doesn't seem to be working, but I've had loads of people in my comments saying that it is, that it's happened, it's back, etc, etc. People starting new career modes and things like that. So we'll go with that it is, but at the minute, mine doesn't seem to have changed too much. It seems to have got a little bit better. I think I scored a header with Harry Kane in a video I did 2 weeks ago, and I've scored an absolute stunner in the video that's going to be released on Saturday, which is my super ultimate career mode. If you don't know, get to know. It will be linked in the top right now. Please go and watch it. YouTube is showing it to like 14 people a week, so please go show it some love. Go show me some love, do you know what I mean? But we'll get into the sliders now. Like I did last time, I'll run through the sliders very, very quickly, and then I'll go back and talk about the kind of major differences, the major discrepancies that I've done for this set. As always, I kind of chop and change my sliders as I like them, but my base level sliders that I've worked off again, so I've kind of really dug into MATT10 sliders. If you don't know, again, get to know him. Just Google search MATT10 sliders FC25, or he's got a YouTube page. Both will be linked in the description. He's a top boy. He does some unbelievable sliders. So I've based my sliders off his, but then I've kind of left some of my original values, and I've changed some of his as well. So get over there, but I haven't just copied them, basically. So we're going to start with, I always get this question asked, is ultimate difficulty. Can these work on legendary? Yes. Can they work on like amateur, semi-pro, professional, things like that? I would say no. I would say ultimate, legendary, push it at world class, but I think these two are the best ones for it. Okay, so ultimate, we'll go straight into simulation settings then. So wind effects, I've got low. I like the wind effects, but we don't want hurricanes. Weather effects, I've said this many a time, I like the idea. Is it being executed well? Not really. Sprint speed for both the CPU and the user are both at 38. Acceleration, we've upped it to 50 for both. Shot error for the user is 65, and the shot error for the CPU is 56. We've got pass error up at 60 for the user, and pass error for the CPU at 57. Shot speed at 48 for both the user and the CPU, and the same with pass speed, it's going to be 35 for the CPU and the user. Entry frequency, we've dropped it down a little bit to 70 for both user and CPU, but we're keeping the severity at 25, relatively low. Goalkeeper ability for the user at 60, and the goalkeeper ability for the CPU at 67. Marking is at 63 for both user and CPU, and the run frequency for the user and CPU is sitting both at 30. Line height for the user 71, and the line height for the CPU at 71 as well. Line length both at 26 for the user and the CPU, and the line width is going to be 50 for both the user and the CPU as well. Fallback positioning, we've brought it down slightly to 73. Power bar is going to be set at 47, and the first touch error for the user is both going to be at 70. Over into the CPU sliders then, tackle aggression. These have all been kept the same actually. So 63, 50 for build up speed, 63 for shot frequency, first touch pass frequency at 40, crossing at 99, dribble frequency at 45, and the skill frequency at 72. We'll go over to the camera settings. So legacy for single player, and the height is 15, zoom is 7, far side focus at 10, ball tracking at 0, penalty area zoom at 0. Right then, for the game settings, we're going on custom, and the only reason that we're on custom is because of this. The assisted headers, I'm keeping them on. I've tried with them off, I've tried with them on. They don't seem to be making much of a difference for me, so I'm not really sure what to do. If anyone's got any suggestions, please leave it down in the comments, because I'm at a bit of a loss with headers. But for the rest of it, so shot assistance, we're going precision, has to be precision. If you're playing with it on anything, but if you're playing with assisted or manual, it needs to be precision. Time finishing has to be off. Terrible inclusion to the game. Flare pass off. Through ball assistance, manual. I've been playing with assisted and it just seems to lock on to the wrong people. So we're going with manual for through pass assistance, but the rest of it is going to be semi-assisted other than lob pass assistance. Again, I'm a massive advocate for the lob pass assistance. So through passes and lob passes need to be on manual. Everything else is semi. We'll go to defending. So directional on clearances. Jockey is assisted, but we're going advanced defending. Now, I've gone back into the starter menu just so that I can show you this one, because I wasn't going to play a game, so I couldn't get to this. Ultimate's not there because I'm in the starter menu. But we're going to have competitor mode off, but player-based difficulty I've got on. I'm really enjoying player-based difficulty, to be honest. Like, the star player in each team for the opposition seems to be a little bit better. I think I saw it best when Diaby was playing for Al Ittihad, and they just tried to find him every single time, and he was just tearing me a new one. So it's just an added extra little bit of difficulty that I'm really liking. So just to go over the major changes in the set of sliders that I've changed from last time, just to make it a little bit more difficult, to be honest, because I was finding that even though I've got a really good team in the series that I'm doing at the minute, the Super Ultimate Career, I was finding that games, especially against like harder oppositions, they were slightly easier than I expected them to be. I've played 12 games now with these sets of sliders, some in the kickoff mode and most over in the career mode. And they are feeling really tough, really difficult. And I had 2 quite significant losses in the most recent episode of my series. So again, I'm finding that it's a lot more fun because it's a lot more difficult. So sprint speed hasn't really changed, but acceleration we've gone up. I think we were at 48 last time, now we're at 50. And I am feeling that players close me down a little bit more. It's a little bit harder to get round people. It's still, like, you still are able to run past people. I've got Cohen Sao, who's playing for my team at the minute. I've got Angelo, who's now at like 90 something rated. I've bought a new right winger and a striker who are both very quick. And I am feeling that I can still get round people, but it's a lot harder and you get less time and space in that midfield. So I think 50 is feeling really nice. I've upped our shot error again, just because I was finding that I was scoring too many goals. Shots were a little bit too easy. I did change and I missed some sitters. I missed some one-on-ones, but I was still able to score a few bangers and a couple of nice little slots. So I feel like this is a really nice balance at the minute. And the CPU seemed to have was missing quite a lot at the start of this set of sliders, so I've downgraded their shot error a little bit and it made a massive difference. So again, just tweaking the sliders a little bit. If you're finding that you're scoring too many, change your sliders. If you feel that the CPU are not scoring enough, then change the sliders again. It does make a massive difference, and this is what they're there for, chopping and changing them a little bit. Pass error is, I think, up at 60. I think we've upped it slightly, and I think we may have kept the pass error for the CPU down slightly. All of this is not changed, but pass speed has been lowered. I think it was 41 last time, now it's 35, and that is significantly changed how the game feels, which again is quite nice. I like a slower pace to the game. I like your passes to be more deliberate, and you have to kind of find feet, and especially with manual through balls as well, you kind of really need to think about where your pass is going. And also throws up a little bit of mistakes as well. So in my episode that I'm about to put out on Saturday, we try a back header to the goalkeeper, and it falls a bit short, and it was just because I didn't press it down for long enough. And I like those kind of mistakes being made. I think it's important for those mistakes to be in the game because it makes it feel a little bit more realistic. Injury frequency, we've downgraded it, I think, by 5, but we've kept the severity there. But I did get a really significant injury in this most recent episode as well. So you're still getting them, but I also got a few knocks as well, people being out for a couple of days and things like that. Goalkeeper ability for the user, it may have stayed the same or it may have been downgraded slightly, but I've definitely upped the ability for the CPU, up to 67 now. And again, that's just to kind of combat me scoring too many, too easily, etc, etc. But again, if you want to keep it the same as it was last time, I don't think it's going to change your experience too much. I've just changed it to make it a little bit harder for myself. Marking, we haven't moved. Now, run frequency, we've downgraded quite significantly. And I did a little bit of reading into the MATT10 sliders, and I always just assumed that it was about the run frequency, like going forward and having more options in attack. But actually what it can do as well is leaves your defense and their defense quite vulnerable, which you can start to see slightly unrealistic score lines and things like that. So I've downgraded it to 30 for both, and it feels really nice. Again, the difficulty is back for me. I'm not finding as many open spaces. I'm not able to run into kind of crazy open spaces in the centre of that midfield, and that's what I didn't like about the last set of sliders. Even though they were fun, they didn't feel realistic in terms of me being able to just sprint into the middle of the pitch, find a load of space and just pop off a shot from anywhere. This time round you can't really do that, so you've got to work the ball around, maybe catch teams on the break and things like that if you've got a real good kind of counter-attacking team, and that's what I've changed my team to be, more of a counter-attacking team. And this kind of really does change the game. So I would say if you're looking for a tighter game, a little bit more of a chess matchy type thing, a little bit more realistic, then definitely downgrade it to about 30. It does definitely feel good. Line height then, I think we've upped it to 71, and that again just means that you're not going to get time and space in that midfield. Defence are going to step up. Does leave them a little bit liable to balls over the top, little dink balls. But again, because of the run frequency being so low, your fullback should be able to get round, and the other centre back should be able to get round and cover, so it's not too bad. Line length then, downgrade it again, more compact in that midfield, so the game is played more in that kind of middle third rather than it being stretched from box to box. It feels a lot more kind of, again, like a chess match, and it's going to be hard to break teams down. Line width, we've only upped that slightly. Fullback positioning, I think we've just touched it down a little bit to 73 for both. I think I had a bit of a discrepancy between CPU and user last time. They're just the same now. We're not going to talk about the power bar, but the first touch control for both is up to 70 as well. MATT10 said that they should be up even further. I don't particularly like them being up in the 80s. I think that's too much. And it means that the flow of the game is kind of ruined. So about 70 is looking good for me. I think we've upped it from like 63 or something like that to 70. It's quite a significant change, but you can feel it. It feels really nice. So those are the changes there. And the CPU sliders are exactly the same as we did last time, so I'm not even going to talk through those. If you want to know a little bit more about those ones and what they do and how they change the game, go back to my last video, have a look there, because I talked quite extensively about all of those. But with that being said, geezers, that is another update for the realistic sliders and settings. Again, as always, please let me know what you think of them, how they're treating you. Talk to me about headers as well. Big shout out to Sam Armstrong for telling me that headers were back. But like I say, geezers, make sure you get down in the comments. Tell me what you think of them. Tell me what you're doing. If you've got major changes to my sliders, tell me about them. I'll try them out for the next set. And if they are working, if they do work for me, I'll stick you in the next video as well. But as always, it's much love. I'll see you on Saturday. It's much love and peace.